Sickness. How can we handle it effectively? What can you as a sick person do in a time of significant illness? Acknowledge the healing power of God. Some believers tend to trust God for healing without any medical intervention, only when they suffer from certain types of sickness. They believe that He can cure internal medical diseases such as tuberculosis of the lungs, but not externally visible conditions such as hernia. They almost immediately conclude that an operation is the only way for recovery to take place. Many Christians believe that God can cure poor vision but not total blindness, because the latter is more severe. They believe that God is able to cure a disease diagnosed in its early stages but not in its end stage, such as with HIV and full-blown AIDS. They believe He can cure sickness in the young and middle-aged, but not in the elderly. According to their reasoning, God can bring about the healing of sickness such as osteoarthritis due to injury in a 28-year-old woman, but not osteoarthritis due to old age in a 78-year-old woman. Notwithstanding, God is able to completely cure all these diseases and terminal illnesses. He not only heals some illnesses, but all medical conditions, no matter how numerous these may be. Psalm chapter 103 verse 3. This means that even if a person suffers from 8 different sicknesses, he may be bold enough to ask for healing of all 8 of them. This simply means taking God at His word. It also means that even if a person is suffering from a certain disease due to old age, such as macular degeneration of the eyes, or genetic factors such as muscular dystrophy, God is still able to heal the person from that disease. The manufacturer of a certain thing is certainly the best person to repair that thing when damaged, because he knows how he put it together in the first place. How much more, then, will God not be able to heal man, given the fact that it is He who formed every part of man, and put them all together to form the body of man? Psalm chapter 94 verse 9. When Jesus was teaching in the synagogue, there was a woman who was bowed down and could not lift herself up. Luke chapter 13 verses 10 to 13. Irrespective of the cause and duration of her disability, Jesus was able to heal the multiple deformities of her spine and thus make her crooked back and neck straight again. As part of His earthly ministry, Jesus healed all kinds of medical conditions. Matthew chapter 4 verse 23. According to Acts 19 verses 11 to 12, God also used Paul to work special miracles of healing. The sick never came into contact with Paul, but by simply receiving the handkerchiefs and aprons that were in contact with his body, they were healed of their disease. Believing in God for supernatural healing and experiencing it in your own body is just one manifestation of His great power. What makes the examples of God's supernatural healing in the Bible significant is the fact that the processes that took place inside the body to restore the normal health of the individual all happened instantaneously. Whether it was the bacteria that needed to be killed, empty spaces that needed to be filled, obstructed places that needed to be cleared, crooked body parts that needed to be straightened, small parts that needed enlargement, enlarged parts that needed to be reduced, narrow parts that needed widening, or wide parts that required narrowing. These all happened quickly. It is, however, important to remember that just because a person's healing did not happen instantly, it does not mean that it was not supernatural healing, i.e., that it was not God who healed him. A person healed of an untreatable form of cancer over a period of a few months is a definite example of this. Furthermore, just as a disease develops in various stages and may be prevented from progressing further at a particular stage, recovery from disease may also occur in various phases and even cease in a certain phase. If there was no complete recovery, it does not mean that there was no healing. If there was no healing whatsoever, the person would not even have progressed to the stage he was in when his recovery reached this plateau level. Evidence that faith for healing is not mind over matter or the power of suggestion is the fact that many people are healed without being able to exercise faith themselves, such as when they are fast asleep or in a comatose state. They were healed as a result of someone else's prayer of faith for them, even if that person was miles away from them and did not have any close contact with them. God can heal a person at any stage of disease and at any level. If one acknowledges that He is the Almighty God who is the maker of the human body, then He indeed is able to replace, repair, restore, refill, reform, and regrow what and where it is required in a person's body. Go for medical treatment. It is not wrong to go to a doctor or other health practitioner for treatment. Jesus himself said, "Those that are whole need not a physician, but those that are sick." Matthew chapter 9 verse 12. The person whom God used to write the books of Luke and Acts was Luke, a doctor by profession. Colossians chapter 4 verse 14. The Lord is the one who gives medical industry experts and healthcare practitioners the necessary wisdom and understanding to be able to provide you with the correct treatment, as well as to develop all these treatment materials, medication, medical equipment, examinations, and treatment methods and techniques. According to Proverbs chapter 2 verse 6, the Lord is the source of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Use the treatment for healing and strengthening of your body and mind. You may go ahead and use the treatment given by health practitioners, especially the medication. Jeremiah 30 verse 13 speaks of healing medicines. Medical treatment includes counseling and different types of clinical therapy and rehabilitation. You can use the treatment as long as it is not contrary to the Bible. You must therefore refrain from accessing and using treatment that has its origin in witchcraft and idolatry. Such treatment methods are found in certain non-Western cultures and have spread to countries in the West as well. The true nature and origins of such methods might not be apparent at first, due to their popularity in mainstream media. These include things such as consulting ancestral spirits, hypnosis, and transcendental meditation. People are often not aware of the many dangers and side effects of such practices. Some people with no health problems use the same things to facilitate demonic encounters. John chapter 10 verse 21 contains a significant question. Can a devil open the eyes of the blind? Are people really healed by these means, or do they only appear to be healed? It is a fact that many search far and wide for effective and affordable treatment methods or solutions, despite these being well within their reach. Many people, for instance, consider a back massage or pain injection as key treatments for back pain. In preparation for their treatment, they take a nice hot bath. They do not, however, realize that the same hot bath taken for a slightly longer period, or with some minor additions such as bath salts, is sufficient for many with low back pain. The hot bath is, therefore, not merely preparation for treatment, but actually the treatment that will result in pain relief. In Bible times, the methods used were more basic than those used today, and most of the medication consisted of plant, tree, fruit, and vegetable extracts or mixtures. King Hezekiah was healed of his severe infection by means of a lump of figs that was placed on his boil. Isaiah chapter 38 verses 9 and 21. According to Jeremiah 51 verse 8, balm, soothing oil, was used for the treatment of pain. In Revelation chapter 3 verse 18, the Lord spoke about ointment for effective treatment of the eyes.